Sup guys? I bring to you some bittersweet news, as the Gear Lab update added a rainbow anti-air gun that has 15 accuracy, along with top-of-the-line anti-air performance. This brings an end to the 6-year reign of Stag as my default anti-air gun of choice for all of my ships. I did a head count of my current stash of Stags, and if I'm not mistaken, I ended up with 93 of these bad boys. Not quite triple digits yet, but they are now essentially all for display. To add salt to the wound, Stags aren't even used to craft these as they're USS. And now, this is where I must first warn you to do as I say, and not as I do. I've already went ahead and crafted 6 of the new anti-air guns, converting a bunch of my universal rainbow blueprints in the process. I also converted over 40 of my general blueprints to main gun prints by accident, because I forgot to select the anti-air blueprints before hitting confirm. I also crafted 6 of the Twin 100 Kai destroyer guns when they were added to the Gear Lab, just so you know the type of person I am. They were swiftly power crept to hell by the Mogador gun. I also upgraded 5 of the new anti-air guns to plus 13 because I had the plates for it. Mind you, I did this before even looking at their anti-air performance. Obviously, this is far from the best way to spend your resources. First of all, it is at the end of the day just a minor upgrade to anti-air performance and 5 accuracy over the Stag. Looking at its stats compared to the other rainbow anti-air gun, it has slightly lower DPS, but higher alpha damage and 2 more range. Overall, I believe it should be more consistent than the 57mm anti-air gun on auto, but optimal setups will likely use a mix of both. It is also Eagle Union, which fulfills some equipment requirement skills, most notably being Laffy 2. While it is better than other anti-air guns in almost every way, its overall impact is minuscule, especially if you already had no issues with Chapter 15 to begin with. In fact, I can think of many realistic scenarios where things could go really wrong from here. The first is unlikely, but they could add another anti-air gun which is even better than this one. Or they could suddenly decide to update the Gear Lab more than twice a year, making it more important to spend your resources wisely. They could also add new OP planes or guns to the Gear Lab, which they typically save for research or events, but there's no reason they can't do it in the future just because they haven't really done it in the past. These are all very real possibilities that could backfire on me, but fuck it, we ball. So yeah, I've told you everything you need to know about this new anti-air gun, and warned you not to jump the gun too fast. What you do from this point onward is up to you. Let us now move on to the other new equipment. First, the anti-submarine plane is, as far as I can tell, a bit of a meme. Its anti-submarine performance is nothing impressive compared to existing planes, but it fires a singular torp every 10 seconds, which, believe it or not, is not going to be a difference maker. And no, the one torp is not stronger than the 60 to 118 aviation granted by using an aviation auxiliary. If you have excess resources lying around, feel free to make one just for the heck of it, but yeah, it's not much of a game changer. For the final piece of new and relevant equipment, we have an intercept-only German fighter. All I can really say is that this new plane is, at minimum, better than the Messerschmitt ME-155A. It has 6 of these MG-151 guns, so we can take the DPS of 3 of them and then double them to quickly compare its DPS with other fighters. Comparing its DPS to the ME-155A's guns, the new FW-190's guns have slightly higher DPS, and the plane itself also has lower flight speed and lower intercept cooldown on top. Therefore, I would expect its anti-air performance to be at least better than the ME-155A, although whether or not it beats the Skyrocket or the purple FW-190, I'm not sure. And I can't say for sure whether or not the trade-offs are worth it as of now. However, it doesn't carry any bombs or rockets, so at the end of the day, it's going to be a bit of a niche plane, and much lower priority than the Flapjack, which not only has great anti-air performance, but also has solid surface damage as well. I'll eventually go test out the fighters in-game to come to a conclusion on their anti-air performance, but for now, I need to restore my gold stockpile before the new event next week. As for the PR4 equipment that was also added to the Year Lab, I've already covered all of them in my equipment guides, which I will link in the description, so give that a look if you're curious but haven't seen those videos before. A lot of the planes are very good. And speaking of the new event, I'm going to be busy next week the day it drops, so I'll stream myself doing the polls pretty early in the day, and then the Datamine breakdown will probably be released the day after. In other news, my giant Cheshire plushie just came in the mail yesterday, joining the family of the 2 white foxes here, as well as the blue guy from The Rock. This giant Cheshire plushie is about the size of 3 or 4 of these smaller ones. And I don't have a nice place to display them right now, so I just have them sitting at the head of my bed, watching me sleep every night. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.